What's happening? What's the issue? You want a 335? Here's the problems. Because I'm pissed off. This is the third time I've disassembled it. If you want an N54, N55 powered BMW, you better be capable of working on them because it's always a lot of effort. So sit back, relax, and enjoy me struggling. Basically, right now I'm changing the valve cover gasket because I have an oil leak. I didn't really film most of it because I already took a good chunk of it apart, mostly because I'm pissed off. This is the third time I've disassembled it. The first time was for the starter. Basically, the car wouldn't start. Check the battery's dead. Changed out the battery, go to start it again, click, 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 doesn't start. Shitty. Next step, I changed out the starter. Took the whole thing apart because basically with this engine, the starter is down below the intake manifold. So basically you have to take off the charge pipe, you have to take all the wiring out. A lot of work. I would say it's not too bad, it's just tedious and annoying. But I did that, changed the starter out, car worked fine for maybe a week or two, and then this battery cable here broke. So I had to get a new cable. This cable's $200 for just this cable. This cable connects the positive side from where you connect it from the battery, because that comes on from the battery's in the trunk for those who don't know. Battery connects from there, connects across, goes to the starter and to the alternator. Basically this cable burnt down from the end. It was just old. Very old cable, it was very brittle. It basically broke and then burnt itself out. So I changed out the cable, which meant I have to take everything apart again. Did all that, drove the car around for a little bit, and noticed smoke coming out from this left-hand corner over here towards the back of the engine. It's kind of hard to see, but along this rail right here, towards the back end, you can see not a puddle of oil, but you can see a bunch of oil residue. So basically, the valve cover gasket is failing towards that back corner, and it's dumping oil onto the exhaust into the headers, and it's just smoking, which is a fire hazard. So we had to take everything apart again. And here we are. If you want a BMW 335, or if you want an N54, N55 powered BMW, you better be capable of working on them because it's always a lot of effort. I wouldn't say it's difficult. This work is just tedious. It's just time consuming if you don't know what you're doing. There's plenty of tutorials and videos out there to show how to work on these things, but it's not for the faint of heart. You'll constantly be working on this. I've had so many issues with this car. I wouldn't say issues, but mostly this car is 150,000 miles. It's not brand new. It has issues as far as just maintenance. I've had to do the oil pan gasket, especially on this car. It's all-wheel drive. It's all-wheel drive manual. So you have a front transfer case and you got front axles. So you have to take those out. You have to drop the subframe so you can have enough room to change the oil pan gasket. It's just a lot of effort. It wasn't hard. I was able to do it on the jack stands and in the garage, but still a lot of effort. So if you're considering one of these cars, just know what you're getting into. They're not for the faint of heart or for people who aren't mechanically inclined, I would say, unless you have money to take it to a shop. Enough complaining. Let me get back into this. Basically what we have to do now, I already got all the wiring out the way. I got the intake manifold out the way. All the coil packs are removed. The wiring harness for the coil packs are out. The grounds are out. You basically just have to remove everything that's on the top of the valve cover gasket. I got the catch can out. Now is the hard/easy part, which is actually changing out the gasket. First, we have to remove the fuel rail because the fuel rail goes over the whole valve cover. Then we can take all the bolts that go around the valve cover off, and then the valve cover should come out. The valve cover is a tight fit, so it's not going to be an easy removal. It's very, very tight in the back, so we might have to take off some of the covers back there so we have a little bit more room to squeeze it out. But it's going to be a little bit of a wrestling match to get it out, so sit back, relax, and enjoy me struggling. Alright, so first things first, we'll start by disconnecting the fuel rail from here, and then I'll work on disconnecting it from the ports. That'll probably be the easiest way. We'll drain it from here, let the pressure out, let it trickle into the rag, and then from there we'll do the rest of the ports one by one. Once that's done, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts that hold the rail in place, and then the whole rail will come off, and then we'll be free to remove the valve cover gasket, or the valve cover bolts, so we can start removing the valve cover. This is the part that I hate, because you get the fuel smell all in your garage. No, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't that tight. We'll just have to make sure that we check all these connections before we reassemble everything nicely. Don't want any fuel leaks. I might have to crack the garage because now it smells like gas in here. Everybody loves getting lightheaded from the smell of fuel. Nothing beats the smell of fuel in the morning. Go. All right, that one's disconnected, so now we're gonna work on these. I'll probably just put a little rag here so that way we don't get fuel everywhere. They're not very tight. Figured they'd be tighter, but I guess you don't need to go crazy on them. There we go. All right, pretty straightforward. 14mm wrench, crack them open, let them drain a little bit, and then we'll take them all off. And then we'll start working on removing the fuel rail. All right, they're all disconnected now. Now we can start removing the fuel rail. All right, all the bolts are out, so this should just come right off, in theory. There we go, fuel rail is off. There's probably a bunch of gas still in there. We'll just sit this to the side for now. All right, now we're gonna work on removing all the bolts around the valve cover. We don't need to actually remove the bolts, we just need to loosen them and make sure that they're fully released. They don't actually come off the valve cover, or at least that's what I remember. So let's get to that. Alright, now I got all the bolts out, I got the fuel rail out. Now I'm trying to get the valve cover gasket to release, or the valve cover to release. It's on there pretty good. Trying to very carefully lift it up. There we go. Give it a little wiggle. There it goes. Very carefully wiggling it. I'm probably going to take off this because I always feel like this thing is brittle and will break. This coolant hose. Alright, so I got the valve cover off. It was a little bit of a struggle because most of the issue is the back end of it. You have to get it up and from behind there. And the issue with trying to get it up and over is that the top of the valve cover runs into this. You can kind of flex it a little bit to get it up, but you just have to take it nice and slow and kind of rotate the front of it this way. Just rotating the front of the valve cover this way and kind of just popping the back up and over the back of the engine. Once you do that, it pops out. I would say it wasn't too much of a struggle. It only took me maybe like 2-3 minutes of just taking it easy and slowly pulling it up. You can see how the engine looks. I would say it doesn't look too bad. You can definitely tell that it has some miles on it. I would say that everything looks pretty good. High mileage, N55. I would say it's got a little bit of gunk buildup in there, but overall it looks pretty clean to me. I wouldn't say it's not too bad for 150,000 miles. Next, we need to clean up this valve cover gasket. Or remove the old valve cover gasket and then clean up the valve cover. I'm basically just going to clean up the whole outside of it so that way we're not dumping more dirt into the engine. And then I'm going to clean up this gasket. After I remove it, clean up the channel, lay the new gasket down. We have the gasket that goes around the whole outside perimeter, and then you have 3 smaller gaskets that are in the center. They only go on one way, so you can't really screw it up. And then after that, I'll let the gasket sit on the valve cover for a little bit so it can stretch out and conform. And then we're going to clean up very carefully all the edges, all the mating surfaces around here, clean them up because there's quite a bit of dirt and gunk. We'll get it nice and clean all the way around. Here too for the 3 inside squares. Once that's nice and clean, then we'll slap this baby back on. So far, not too bad. It's just a little bit of patience, taking your time, and it's not too bad. It's mostly just having some patience and taking your time. This is not hard, but it is tedious. So just take your time, take your time. But if you want an N55 or N54, this is the kind of stuff you'll at some point go through. You can see that right here along this rail right there. You can see that's where the oil was dripping out. It was landing on that pan right there and probably dripping down the backside of the engine. Now we should be good to go. But when we put this valve cover back on, basically how I'm going to do it is I'm going to put the valve cover on, very carefully get it into place, and then once it's in place, I'm going to lift it up a little bit and just make sure the gasket's on all the way around. And I'm just going to check that a few times because it's very important that I don't want to take this apart again. So I'm going to make sure specifically around this edge and that back edge, I'm just going to lift the cover up just a slight bit, just enough to where I can get my finger in, pause, and just feel along the gasket to make sure that's in place perfectly. Once that's all set, we'll bolt it down and then we can start again with the reassembly. But I'm happy with it so far. We're just going to keep trucking along. Alright, so basically I got all of the surfaces cleaned up. They're not perfect, but to the touch, they're clean. Nothing else is coming off of them. I scraped them all nicely and tried to avoid getting dirt and stuff inside the engine. Hopefully we're good there. Probably a couple specks probably flew in, but it should be fine. But other than that, all the edges are nice and clean for the most part. I think we're good there to reinstall the valve cover. I went ahead and put on the new gasket, so these are all the fresh gaskets on there. I'm just going to be very, very careful with these because as you can see, it's a little wobbly. I think as I'm putting it on, I'm just going to have to keep checking to make sure that they stayed in place and they didn't fall off. So we're just going to get the valve cover in place, and then once it's in place, then I'll probably lift it up a little bit and just feel around the edges to make sure, especially around this back corner here, like all around there, I want to make sure that's in place perfectly. But other than that, there's nothing to it but just to do it. We're just going to try to take our time, get it in place, and make sure all of the seal or all of the gasket is perfectly flush all the way around. And once we verify that and struggled getting this thing on for who knows how long it's going to take, but after that, we'll bolt it down. I'm pretty sure it's like 8 or 9 Newton meters. I'll probably just Google it in a second and I'll let you know. But after that, then we'll just torque it all down and then we'll be good to reinstall everything, which is the easy part. This is the hard part and the most annoying part. So once we get past this, we'll be home free. Let's go. All right, we're just going to carefully line this up. It seems like the gasket's staying in place enough to where we just need to carefully, very carefully put this on. I'm just going to continuously check the gasket as I'm putting this on too. Yeah, you can see here the back is falling out a little bit. We'll just give it a little push it in place. Just keep trying to slowly put it in. No diddy. All right. Now let me struggle to get the gasket all the way around, and I'll get back to you.